Meanwhile, there is a clear divide in Congress and in the nation, and it was visible last night during the president's speech.
It sure was, from President Trump not shaking the hand of Speaker Nancy Pelosi to her tearing up the speech at the end, calling it a manifesto of mistruths. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are reacting tonight. Reaction to President Trump's State of the Union speech shows just how apart Republicans and Democrats are.
It was a very moving speech. I've been to many states of the Union, as have my colleagues, and this was among the very, very best.
The number of mistruths, mischaracterizations, exaggerations, contradictions is breathtaking.
The president touted his achievements and made his pitch for another 4 years in office.
Jobs are booming, incomes are soaring, poverty is plummeting.
Republicans sung his praises this morning and echoed his thoughts.
He's delivering for families who want a chance at the American dream, and that chance at the American dream has never been stronger.
Democrats zeroed in on the president's health care claims.
We will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions.
That was a cold-blooded lie.
The Trump administration has gone to court arguing the Affordable Care Act should be invalidated, including its protections for pre-existing conditions. State of the Union nights can be a time to unite lawmakers and the country, but President Trump and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi did little to lead their parties in that direction. President Trump appeared to snub Speaker Pelosi's handshake at the start of the speech, and she ripped up her copy at the end of the speech.
Really unfortunate. It seemed very petty and small, no matter what you think of the president.
The failure to shake hands with her by the president set the tone.
A Congress this divided faces an uphill climb passing any bipartisan legislation before the next election. A source close to Speaker Pelosi said that she was not necessarily planning to rip up the speech at that moment, but that she was angry. The president then this morning tweeting and retweeting multiple times about the situation, showing that he may also be very upset. The bitter partisan divide was on full display during last night's presidential State of the Union address. Coming up on CBS 4 News at 6, what South Florida lawmakers are saying about the tense exchange between Nancy Pelosi and President Trump, and look for much more on reaction to the State of the Union and the impeachment vote on the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell. That's at 6:30 after CBS 4 News at 6.